Hello and welcome to the Green Machine, your home for Irish football nostalgia and news. I think I've got that wrong. I'm David, your host. How's it going? I've lost my head here, lads. I'm so excited about Ireland winning the Grand Slam last night. Fantastic stuff. Joined as always by Nick and, well, actually not always, but joined by Nick and Martin. And we actually are here today, which makes a change. Lads, how are you doing?
I'm good, yeah. I don't know how Martin is. Are you devastated after the loss last night, Martin?
Yeah, commiserations on the loss, Martin.
I'm all good. It's been a fantastic week for Irish sport. Cleared up at Cheltenham, the Grand Slam. Fantastic to see that. And good weekend. St. Patrick's weekend was very much celebrated in my house. And just recovered now, and I'm looking forward to the international break.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I was watching it in a pub in Covent Garden, being in a game, and my voice is a bit sore. Very annoying, though. I was watching in a Maple Leaf, and we booked a table, which was, a sage move. And literally, just before the teams were coming out, went to book some food. I don't drink, as you know, and I was starving because I was waiting to actually. I was waiting for this. I was saving myself for this food.
Did you order in Italian?
No, that was for dessert. And basically, I was just sitting there and went up to the bar, got everyone's order, hey queuing, got up there, and we're that table over there can have X, Y, and Z. You one had a face like a slapped arse on her, and guy just goes, "Oh no, the kitchen's closed." What? Yeah, the kitchen's closed for an hour or so. What? Are you allergic to money? Yeah, If it wasn't for the fact that I had an emergency chocolate bar, I would have been really angry. I was starving. But anyway, great result. Fantastic stuff, really. Roll on the World Cup in September, which is in France. So that's going to be interesting. Also, another bit of news, lads. I didn't say this off air, but getting a refund for one of my trips from last year.
From Go to Gate?
No, not them, shower the bastards. No, God, no. Where am I getting it from? Hold on. Kiwi.com. Kiwi.com. I requested it on the 3rd of March, 2022. And on the 19th of March, 2023, they've got back to me. I won, lads. That's 50 quid. It's coming back into my name. I'm rich. That's like a meal in Dublin. So, So, victory. Fuck you, Go to Gate. Kiwi.com. I'm never going to use them again, obviously. But anyway, that's enough about us. If you're watching at home, we're going to talk all about Latvia, which is on Wednesday, the 22nd of March. We're going to talk a bit about the squad. We're going to talk about Latvia themselves. Nick's done his homework on them. And we want to hear from you. As always, we want to hear from you guys out there. Give us your thoughts on the squad. Are you happy about Jamie McGrath in the squad? Good old Jamie. Are you happy that Tom Cannon's not in it? Tell us about Albert Ferguson. Just as always, I'll put the banner up. You should know at this stage, but have your say, get involved, leave a comment, and we'll get to you there. Right. There's only one way to get into it, lads, and that is get into it now. I don't know what I'm saying. But we'll get into a bit of Oi Big. Oi Big. Are you ready for a bit of Oi Big? Are you ready for some Oi Big, Nick?
Bring it on. Bring it on, baby.
Bring it on. All right, here we go.
Oh, yes. Love it.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. The Aviva. That's where we're going to be on Tuesday or Wednesday.
What's the Aviva?
Lansdowne Road. That's where we're going to be on Wednesday.
There we go.
Yeah, can't wait for it. We are going to be around, by the way. Every one of us are going to the game. So if you see us, say hello. Right. So bumper crop. So Nick, are you ready for all the action now? Take a deep breath because this is a long one.
Busy week. I'm scared to see how long this is going to be.
Yeah, very, very busy weekend. Here we are.
Oh, Jesus. How are we going to get through this? Right, so a few stats from over the weekend. James McLean, lovely headed goal for Wigan. They drew 1-1 with Watford. And Sammy Smolik scoring a goal for Blackburn Rovers today in an FA Cup Classic. They lost 3-2 to John Egan, Sheffield United. Of course, John Egan going on to Wembley now in the FA Cup semi-final. And Evan Ferguson, of course, hot in everyone's lips. A fantastic brace for Brighton. They beat Grimsby Town 5-0 with Kilkenny man Martin Gavin Holohan playing for Grimsby, although there has been a bit of a dispute that he's actually from Wexford. But anyway, 2 fantastic finishes from Evan Ferguson.
Amazing. We will, just looking at some of the comments there about Smolix and all that, we keep them coming in. We are going to talk about that. We have a lot to say about that. Keep them coming in. But yeah, Sammy Smolix, good finish, and Evan Ferguson, his first goal. Mwah!
Even the second goal, weaker foot. Excellent.
Oh, amazing. So
that's probably our longest ever, our boys in green.
Yeah. How did Enfield Town get on, Martin?
I got the shirt back on. You know, we love the grassroots football here. Yeah, we won 3-2 today, which is good. We weren't mentioned last week, but I said I'd give Keane a shout. All right, thanks. We gave a shout. I'll give a shout out to Keane again. He got another goal today, so he's quite happy. But yeah, he thinks he's Evan Ferguson now, and that'd be brilliant if he was going to go on and do what he does. I just want to say, Evan Ferguson, am I allowed to come into this now? I think we've got to get carried away with him. I don't see why we shouldn't, to be fair. You know, Irish fans, I'd rather talk about Evan Ferguson and the hype about him and what he's going to go and do and speculate about it and be very positive rather than moaning about Jeff Hendricks and Jamie McGrath being in the Ireland squad.
Martin, well, you have jumped the gun a little bit. We will talk a bit more about that because we need to talk about Latvia and get that out of the fucking way, and then we can start turning into the squad. And we will moan about Jeff Hendrick. We will moan about Jamie McGrath. But you are right. Evan Ferguson is a fabulous talent.
We're allowed to get carried away.
We are allowed to get carried away. Right? I may have done that over Aaron Connolly and Troy Power, but he's the real deal. Anyway, right. Nick, are you ready again? So we've compiled some information here. We've got some historical information. We've got some information on the current team as well. There's not a lot to go on, so you've done very well, Nick. I will give you that.
No, I'm just back from Riga after doing some intense research on the Latvian football team.
Did you go to Gate?
No, I went with Kiwi actually.
Well, at least you get your refund with them. It may take a year, but they get you there in the end. Yet again, guys, we see those comments coming in. Get your comments involved. We will get to all of them. Please, please, please. Right, here's the first bit of information for you, Nick.
Yeah, so Latvia, powerhouses of the Baltic nations, ranked 133rd in the world. And their manager is Dinesh Kazevich, who's only 41. So a young enough manager. Generally, going on the last few games, they play with a 4-4-2 formation. They play with kind of a diamond formation sometimes. We do like diamonds, don't we? So that's kind of their last few results anyway. Definitely a 4-4-2. They've only lost one game in the last 2 years. Or sorry, in the last year rather. And that was a 2-1 loss to Moldova. And that ended a 5-game winning streak against some powerhouses such as Andorra and Liechtenstein.
We'd fucking kill for that, actually, wouldn't we?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we beat Andorra, they beat Andorra. So look, they play obviously in the lower leagues of the Nations League, and definitely a team that have struggled in recent times. So we should be looking to beat them. They did play in the Baltic Cup last year. They drew 3 games, 1-1. Including a 1-1 draw with Iceland in the final. It was just like a straight
2090.
Yeah, it's like a straight knockout competition, but they lost on penalties in Riga. And their next game in the qualifiers next week is going to be against Wales, so they probably see us as a bit of an ideal warm-up. And their star players, so some household names here. So Vlad Gutkovics of Rakow in Poland, Raymond Krallis of Spezia in Italy. You probably familiar with that team, Dave, and maybe a friend of yours as well. and Freiburg youngster Daniels Untans or Utanans. Oh God! You wouldn't think I'm just
George Hamilton,
who was formerly on the books of Bayern Munich. So that's all we have to go on really. This is their 6th meeting with Ireland. They've lost all previous 5. I think the one before that was a draw, and they've only scored 1 goal in this fixture. That was back in 1995 when, of course, Jack Charlton was still in charge. And many people do remember Latvia for the Euro 2004 exploit. So I think they beat Turkey in the playoff, something we couldn't do. And they have Marian Verpaposhkis, who was kind of their cult hero at the time, and Marian Parhars, who played for Southampton. A lot of people might remember him from kind of the late 90s with Southampton. He played for another Premier League team. I just can't really remember. It could be Fulham that he might have played for as well. And they actually managed to draw 0-0 with Germany, a team who we managed a 1-1 draw with just a couple of years ago at the World Cup. And they nearly qualified for the 2010 World Cup, just like us. But they missed out in their last game. I think they got absolutely hammered in the last game as well to kind of put them out of contention. So lots of similarities with us, don't they? I mean, we both drawn with Germany. We both played Turkey in the playoff. We both nearly qualified for the 2010 World Cup. This is going to be a 1-1 draw.
I just looked at, just to come in there, but when you said, "Oh, you think that the last meeting with Ireland was a 0-0 draw," you cheeky bastard. I put that stat in there, and actually, no, we beat them 3-0. We played them 10 years ago.
I didn't say that. I said the game that they didn't win.
They've never won any game.
Oh, no. They drew a game, didn't they?
With us, no. Beat them 3-0. Martin O'Neill's first game in charge 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Beat them 2-1 in 95. That was the only time we scored a goal. That was that kept us on track for the playoff. Beat them 3-0 in 94 for the Euro 96, and then beat them in 92, 93, 4-0 and 2-0. So there you go. Yeah, it's all a bit. They're shit. Let's be honest.
We did our homework. We did our homework.
Actually do our homework.
I pronounced every single name there fantastically. Marian Verpaposhkis.
You butchered every fucking name.
But look,
I mean, what do you call Chidozio Benny?
That's what I was going to say. You're having a go. He's not a Latvia fan, is he? Knowing them, you're an Ireland fan.
I mean, you can't even pronounce the Irish players' names properly. Chiozi Benny.
I said Chiozi Benny.
Right. So last time I'm reading that shit out.
Oh dear. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, look, we should be winning this game comfortably. You'd probably want it after the France game. We don't really know if you'd want it before the France game. Just risk of injuries, whatever. Score predictions, lads.
I'm gonna go 2-0. Ireland.
I'm gonna go 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Ireland.
I'll go 3-0. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a perfect hat trick for Evan Ferguson.
Calm down about Evan Ferguson, Martin, will you? Christ's sakes. Fucking getting there as well. I'll also see those comments coming and keep them coming in. We do have more information on the shirt. We have found the source where that's come from, by the way. I know some of the comments there. Yes, we think we'll tell you a bit more about it, but tell us what you think of the shirt. That is on the Facebook page, Lansdowne Road and Green Machine, and we will get to that. Let's be honest. I mean, what if he loses? What if we don't beat Latvia?
We won't lose this. We can't lose this. It's a little bit like the Lithuanian game last year, wasn't it? Like they're poor. What was it? Was it 6 disallowed goals or 5 disallowed goals?
5, yeah.
And now look, they all should have been disallowed, absolutely. But I mean, very, very late goal, wasn't it? Was it the 96, 97 minute Troy Parrott?
Yeah.
So look, it could be another one of them. Hopefully not. I don't know.
Does he experiment? Excuse me. Does he try?
He has to get a balance, doesn't he? He should have experimented back in November, but look, that's all gone. You have to have that fine line. Well, you have to have that fine kind of balance between experimenting and getting a bit of momentum before France. Because if we go into the France game with the 0-0 draw against Latvia, it's dangerous territory, isn't it?
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Does he experiment and risk a poor result? And we're not going in with much momentum anyway. 2-1 loss to Norway and a very, very poor, and I think morale zapping 1-0, spluttering victory over Malta. And does he go in and tries to get a result, get a bit of momentum going? Because we don't have it.
It depends.
It
depends what you mean by experimentation, though, because Stephen Kenny's never heavily experimented, has he? So you could have that balance of experimentation where you play your starting 11, but you play Will Smallbone instead of Jason Knight, for example, or you play, I don't know, you play a different striking partnership, or you play Matt Doherty left back. So something like that. So something experimental that might be beneficial for France.
Will we have a look at the squad? We'll get the squad up here. We'll just see what we go. Maren, I want your input. I want your input, Maren. on this. So look, against Latvia
In Italian, Martin.
in Italian, who's he going to go with in goal? I mean, Bazzuna's going to start against France, notwithstanding an injury. Is he going to go with Kelleher, give him a cap, or do you reckon he'll just stick with Bazzuna? What do you reckon, chaps?
I think he'll start with Gavin Bazzuna, and I think he'll play the whole 90 minutes. I don't think he will experiment with the goalkeepers in this particular kind of game period. I think he'll go and he'll just. I don't think you do that with the goalkeepers now. I think you go Gavin Bazzuna for both games for me.
Yeah, Bazzuna for me as well.
Okay. I mean, it's inconsequential, isn't it, really? Right, defence. Now, Seamus Coleman was coming into his 35th year on this earth. So he's quite old. He's the captain. Does he play? Will he play any part against Latvia, or will he be rested for France? And that's we'll start with right back. Is it Seamus Coleman, and will be Matt Doherty on the left?
I don't think. No, I think he's going to go O'Dowd in the friendly, and I think he's going to go McLean in the France game. And I think right back would be Doherty.
You know, Callum O'Dowd played against Norway. Was he left wing back or right wing back?
Left wing back.
He was left wing back, wasn't he? I saw a comment there on Twitter because I went on a rant. By the way, if you want to hear my rant about it, it is on the Green Machine podcast website and anywhere else you get. But I had somebody say on Twitter, he actually played right wing back. I was like, no, he played left wing back.
No, he played left wing back. He didn't play right wing back.
Him a left wing back. I'm sorry. I know, Martin. I know you love Callum O'Dowd, but Jesus Christ. Like he was
in that game, though, it's a lot different. I think he was a lot better in Malta, and I think you'll see a lot more of him in his natural position, like an attacking threat.
But he's in as a defender, though. He's in the squad as a defender.
I actually,
James McLean though, and they can both play left. Like if Robbie Brady,
I think it suits him. I think left wing back suits O'Dowd. O'Dowd is very direct. He's not very technically good.
But I think against Norway though. He kept
one game.
But I think with wing back as opposed to on the wing, like you can get away with being that more direct and less technical because you're attacking from deep. Well, he wasn't direct. But he wasn't good. He wasn't good, but he was direct.
I don't think he was direct. And Martin, you've gone very silent over there now, Martin.
No.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
No. We were there. We watched it, and we spoke. I said about how he was just how. Don't tell everyone.
Martin had his hand somewhere, but anyway.
I just said every time it comes to him, he plays it safely back inside. He's never getting behind that their fullback, and I think your fullback, your wing backs have to do that. You are trying to get in behind their back four. You're turning them around. That's not what he was able to do in that particular game, but he was a lot more threatening in Malta. Now again, the quality of opposition is there, and he won't probably be as threatening then against France because they're going to have incredible talent. I think he will. I think he's got a very good tactical brain. I think he was trusted with our Martin O'Neill. I think he's playing very well for Cardiff at the moment. I know Stephen Kenny said he's their best player so far.
Fourth from bottom, Cardiff.
But still, he's there, and I think he's there on merit, and I think that he will do a good job getting up and down there.
Do you think he's there on merit?
What, in the squad?
In the Ireland squad, without a doubt. He's watching. I thought he was dreadful.
Robbie Brady,
one of our better players in Malta. He was one
Robbie
of our
Brady and Ryan Manning should be in that squad, even on experience. We're playing France. They're arguably the best team in the world at the moment. I know Argentina beat them in the final, but they're arguably the best team at the moment. Robbie Brady, I know, I know he's had injury issues. I know he's not kind of 2016 Robbie Brady.
I would have him in the squad. I would have him in the squad.
But on experience, you have to have experience against France. And James McLean will give you experience, but he's not going to give you the quality. He's not going to give you the creativity. And Colin O'Dowd isn't going to give you the experience or the quality either. So
if you're Ryan Manning.
Yeah,
right. If you're Ryan Manning and he's
you're raging. You don't know
pretty well.
Yeah,
he's doing well. He's in the Swansea team. He's playing as left wing. He's playing as a left back in the Swansea team. He likes a shot. He is a bit different to what we have there. You've answered the question already. And you see someone like Callum O'Dowd in that team as a left wing back. Now, if you're him, you think, what do I have to do to get in that side? I mean, he's tried Alan Brown as a left wing back. Right wing back.
Well,
so
look, the thing with Manning, and it's a historical thing. He was really poor against Lithuania this time last year, and he actually got shifted into left centre half, and he did a lot better. But I mean, he was very, very laboured against Lithuania, and I think that's stuck in Kenny's head. And I don't think it's right.
He has a blind spot though, doesn't he? When a player that he likes, that he really likes, has a bad game, he's a blind spot. And when he doesn't really fancy him, it's like, well, I told you. But it's not. He's not fair, is he, with certain players? I don't think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same with Trapattoni, wasn't it? And
all managers have the blind spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Martin.
I think with O'Dowda though, I think he's never really had a continuous run in the.
He's always been injured
in the team. Yeah, he's been injured and stuff, and not been in great form perhaps. And he was in close contact with COVID against Wales. He was one who then got injured and was due to start and be in it. He was left out in one game. I think that was under Mick, to be fair though. But he's had a very start career with Ireland. But when I go back to when he first broke through, Martin O'Neill did trust him, played him in big games, played him away in Denmark. I know that's a long time ago now,
and he also played. I think Cyrus Christian centre the fucking park.
But I've seen him though. I've seen him, in some of the training footage and things like that. Like he's been played on the right. He was a man of the match performance against one team on the right before, when I think he assisted Aidan O'Brien. I think it was.
Yeah, it was Poland, wasn't it?
Poland,
yeah. And so I think he's I think he's 27 now. I think this is the longest run he's actually had in the Cardiff side as well when he's been fit. He needed that move away from Bristol, which he got. Now he's actually, I think we're seeing him now staying fit and playing very well. And I think that's why he's there on merit. That's what I'm saying. He's there on merit. I thought he played well against Malta as well. Not great against Norway, as we said, but then no one really did play well against Norway, did they?
Or Malta, but that's the that's
the opposition. But that's what I'm saying. You're going to see something now again. Hopefully, see something if he's trusted there. I think he will do a job though, tactically and keeping the shape of the shape of the team against France. I think that's where we are not going to have a lot of the ball. I know Stephen Kenny probably hate us saying that because he thinks we should be able to play and dominate the game against any opposition, but it's France. Let's be honest.
Yeah, McLean's going to start. McLean be starting against France.
I think so. Yeah, because I think he'll go a bit more direct than that. But then we got to compensate with his frailty of defensively sometimes.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's not talk about France. Let's talk about Latvia. Well, we'll have plenty of time to talk about France. Just, fascinating, and we're clearly not going to agree. And Martin, what's that behind you? Is that a hill that you're dying on? Just saying. So right, Latvia. So who do we reckon right back, lads?
It'll probably be Doherty, I think.
Doherty right back.
Coleman on form, but I think he's going to go Doherty and
so
save Coleman to come in at centre half against France.
And he's going to go. He's going to go with 3 centre backs. Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So who do we have there? Looking at that squad there now, and as far as we're aware, the only injury that we've got is Adamaida that we're aware of. So. Yeah. And we're still waiting for a replacement. They're probably I'll have a look at Twitter actually and see, it might be announced. But who are we going to go with 3 centre backs?
Collins, Egan, and O'Shea, I think, for Latvia.
Fair.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah.
And he's going to go with Callum O'Dowda, isn't he? Left wing back.
He will do on the back of the Malta result, and the fact he keeps name checking him in there, and he's going to be under scrutiny now. The fact that Manning hasn't come in and Brady's missing, so if you talk up Callum O'Dowda in the press conference and then don't play him, you're saying, well, why have you not had them 2 lads in the squad then?
Are you gonna at the end of in the end of a Scooby Doo episode, Martin, rip your thing off like you're actually Stephen Kenny,
or Callum O'Dowda?
Yeah,
or Callum O'Dowda. Well, or fucking Jeff Hendrick. But anyway, by the way, if you're listening to this, let's hear your 11. Put your 11 in the comments if you dare. Get cracking on that, lads. Whilst we go through our 11 who we think is going to start. So if you're confident, you think it's going to be in the starting 11 against Latvia, let's see it. Put them in the comments. We'll read them out. Okay, so we're in agreement. Bazunu, Doherty. We're going to go with O'Shea, Collins, and Egan, and then O'Dowda left wing back. God fucking have mercy on his soul. Right, midfield has to go with the Holy Trinity, doesn't he? Of Cullen, Malumbi, and Knight. I mean, that is without a shadow of a doubt our best midfield.
I would not rule out Cullen, Malumbi, McGrath. I would not rule it out. I think for Latvia you have to go Cullen, Malumbi, and then Smallbone in the hole. I think you have to. Cousin William.
Yeah, cousin William.
You have to go with that. But
why?
I would not rule it out, and I don't want it. I don't want Jamie McGrath to start, evidently. But I think he's going to go. Yeah, Malumbi, Cullen, and then I want to say Smallbone in the hole playing in front of the two
You are.
lads. But I wouldn't rule
How?
out him playing McGrath.
How is McGrath?
Yeah, well, that's the $1 million
squad?
question, isn't it? $1 million question.
He played the weekend for on loan. We can put him on loan. He couldn't get into the team when they were in League One. Don't know what happened there. And then obviously when they got promoted to the Championship, and they're bereft of quality. Let's be honest. Wigan, I think they're cash strapped as well. You send him alone. Maybe that's answered the question there. He goes to Dundee United. He played the weekend, and he was hooked off after the 59th minute, wasn't he? Who was he playing against, Nick? Sorry.
St. Mirren, his old club.
His old club. And he couldn't even score against his old club. It's the fundamental rule of football.
Well, to be fair, like Dundee United are fucked, and they were playing a very attacking formation. And I think McGrath and the other guy who was playing just behind the striker,
right,
was taken off as well. So I think it was more of a tactical thing. But no,
Did you hear though? Like some of the stuff on Twitter.
I'd say, not for me. Yeah, not for me.
Outrageous. Like,
I mean, I'm certainly like the three of us. We watch a lot of football. We don't claim to be superior in knowledge or anything like that, but we watch a lot of football, and we go to all the games, and we see the players up close and personal. And Jamie McGrath, I remember watching him for St. Pat's years ago in Dalymount Park and thinking this guy's a nice little player. And I remember watching him for Dundalk in the Europa League and kind of looking at him thinking, this guy could go over to England or go over somewhere. So he's a player I've tracked, and he's a player I like, and I still like him to an extent. I like what he's about. But anytime I've watched him for Ireland, he did well, and he did fine in Faro. He held his own. He wasn't he didn't stand out. He held his own. He did fine. He has got a nice bit of technical ability about him, and that's something we've lacked. And I give Stephen Kenny that. But there's been times I've watched him, particularly Serbia at home. He hadn't a clue what he was doing. He was headless. And I remember thinking he was completely found wanting. And to be fair to him, he was playing in a number 10 position with Alan Brown with a lone striker. It was a weird formation, weird system. It didn't work. And he suffered a bit because of that. He played out wide in Azerbaijan. I thought he looked a little bit better. The way people are going on about Jamie McGrath. And look, as I said, he seems like a great lad, and he seems like a proper pro, and he seems like someone you'd like to have around the team. Good attitude, down to earth, no ego at all about him, and I like that. But the way people are going on, it's as though he's dominating games. It's as though he's our standout performer. He's holding his own. He's probably exceeding where he should be. When he got into the Ireland squad last year, it was based on an unbelievable season with St. Mirren. He was scoring every week, and he had to be in the squad. But what has he done since then? He's 7 caps, and he's 27, I think. And the way people are going on, it's as though he's a 21-year-old, up and coming player who's improving with every game.
But we do this with players, don't we? They have one good game, and then they're anonymous for a load of them, and they go, "Oh yeah, but no, he's fantastic!" Like, and they go back. They keep thinking harking back to that one.
It's a cult following. Yeah. And I can be guilty of it with League of Ireland players. I really can, because
Martin McCallum Dowda.
Yeah. Well, I can be guilty with it. And McGrath's one of those players I wanted to see it work out with, and I actually thought but I mean, people thought he was going to go to Watford when they were in the Premier League and stuff like that. Like, he's a good player, he's a tidy player, but he's lacking a huge amount. And we have better players. Will Smallbone is a better player than Jamie McGrath. Even Robbie Brady as a attacking midfielder is a better player than Jamie McGrath. And Sammy Smodix, I don't know if we're going to chat about him today, but look, I've watched a good bit of him this season for Blackburn. He's been injured quite a bit, but even the last couple of games he's been playing, watched him today, and he was excellent. And you have to pick him ahead of McGrath, I think. But that's just me. Again, a lot of people are very pro McGrath, and all power to them.
Fair enough. So, I mean, Martin, would you obviously like to see your cousin Will in the midfield? Do you think he's going to get in? Do you think he? I mean, was he? I can't remember, lads. Was he picked in the squad for November?
He was. Yeah, he didn't get a minute, which is scandalous.
Incredibly, incredible. And who was the other lad? Oh my God, there was another young Scales. That was it. And his family travelled over. I was actually talking to his family, Liam Scales' family, and they were staying in the same hotel as me in Malta. Lovely, very nice people, by the way. If you're watching, hello. Yeah, I mean, will Smallbone, will he feature in anything? I mean,
I would hope he gets minutes in the Latvia game, because we've got to kind of test him at his level now, and he's been very, very good for us, for Stoke, where he's been this year. So I think he does deserve a start in that game, especially. I don't think he'll play against France unless he has an outstanding game against Latvia. But yeah, I think it is the kind of holy trinity that he's going to go with. But I would actually start with Cousin Will.
just see what he's about. Just see what he's about, because you don't want those three lads. If they're going to play, maybe give them 45 minutes and then rest them, because we're going to need those three lads. When we say the Holy Trinity, for those at home, we're talking Cullen in behind Jason Knight and Malumbi, because that is our best three. When those three lads play together, very rarely did he let us down. So up front, we're going to have to, I mean, it has to be Obafemi and Evan Ferguson. It just has to be. A friend of mine turned around and he said that if Evan Ferguson doesn't start against Ireland, Kenny should be sacked. Sackable offence if he doesn't play. Evan Ferguson, come on. Martin, undo your fly. Let rip.
Look, he's got to start him. He's got to give him the first 45 against Latvia, let him tear it up, and then take him off. Very much in mind that he's going to be starting against France. He's our main hope now. I don't care that he's 18. I think we've just got to play him. You're scoring goals week in, week out in the Premier League and the FA Cup as he did today. You've got to start playing him. Like I think we don't have to put the brakes on with him. I know we have with Robbie Keane years ago. I don't know why we shouldn't be excited about him. Like, if he was English, they'd be talking about him as the next Rooney and stuff. I've seen a lot of United fans now talking about him on Twitter and saying this lad has got massive potential. Robbie Keane was talking him up at Cheltenham this week as well when he was interviewed, saying he doesn't want to put pressure on him, but he's delivering at the end of the day, and he's a fantastic player. He's going to be brilliant, and I think Kenny has to play him. And I think a big club in England has got to be in there. He could be their absolute future number 9, without a doubt.
He's got it all,
He has. Like, that goal today was incredible. He's a big lad. He's got brilliant families behind him. He's grounded. And, I think he could have gone to a number of teams in England.
See how quick his feet are. Like, see on his weaker foot, like, just bang. And even the control for his first goal. I didn't see the offside goal, by the way. But just, he's got everything. He's a big boy. You're not going to bully him. No. He's got it all. He really has it all. And he's got about 5 to 7 years worth of developing before he reaches his peak at 20. He's only 18. Nick, he's only 18. This lad is he's special, isn't he? Like, he as long as he avoids injury, this lad is special.
Yeah, as Martin said, once he stays grounded, because he's got everything. He's got a good, like for his size, his touch, his control is excellent. Like, the two finishes today, they're two very different goals, aren't they? I mean, one of them is tight control. The second one is kind of running onto it with his weaker foot. He's an excellent guy. I saw, like, there's been a lot of Man United links. There's been Chelsea links and stuff like that. I think the longer he stays at Brighton, the better.
2 seasons, maybe.
A couple of seasons. But I mean, you can see him scoring against Latvia, can't you? You can just see that momentum following through into Latvia. And again, it's all to do with who he's paired with. I mean, Obafemi is kind of making cameos off the bench. He's doing fine. I think Chidozie Obene is probably pushing for a start to go back up top again. Troy Parrott, I don't think is going to start off. Who knows? So, I mean, I think he has to start against Latvia. Whether he starts against France, we won't dwell on France too much. I don't know, but I can just see him scoring against Latvia, to be honest, given his momentum.
Yeah, and then the confidence is there. Like, let him get a confident goal against Latvia, play him until he scores, take him off, and have him hungry then to test himself against the best in the world. And look, he may well struggle against France because they are one of the best teams in the world, as we've said. But I think we shouldn't be not getting carried away with him. I think, as a United fan, I'd love it if we went in and put a mental bid in for him and develop him, because I think that's where he could develop without a doubt at United. And I know he's 18. You're saying, he could be at Brighton for a couple of years, but who's crying out for a striker in the Premier League? There's not many of them around like him, and it's an opportunity to learn with good players around you. I think he I know Rooney was a bit older when he got brought by United, but he's had a brilliant upbringing, I think, and grounded, and wants to succeed. And I think where else are you going to do it? I think a big club should come in for him without doubt.
No, Evan Ferguson. Oh,
brilliant that he's also at Wembley as well. I think that's fantastic for him.
Yeah, and John Egan will be at Wembley as well. Yeah. Fantastic. Sammy Smolix. We were asked about Sammy Smolix. Almost at Wembley. Scored today. Yet again, what is he going to do to get into that team? He didn't even get into the squad in November. What's he got to do? Blackburn doing well. I think they're in the promotion in the playoff positions at the moment. What's he got to do?
Yeah, look. The thing with Smodix is there's always going to be, no matter what the squad was, there's always going to be those couple of players that people are like, well, why isn't he there? Why isn't they there? Whatever, I was about to say, why isn't she there? But anyway, look, it was Wes Hoolahan under Trapattoni and Andy Reid under Trapattoni, wasn't it? And I think Sammy Smodix is going to be one of those players now. And look, he is an excellent player. I think the big thing about Smodix is he offers something different. Yeah. Lots of energy. I mean, I think it was Era Analysis on Twitter did kind of video clips on him, and full of energy, full of running, very, very good in tight situations, very, very technically good. Again, would he start for Ireland? I don't think so. Does he offer something different? Does he offer something alternative? Absolutely. And what does he need to do to get in the squad? I honestly don't know. I think he merits a place over McGrath. People might disagree because McGrath's played international football, but how are we going to know how Smodix gets on? I think he's very like Wes Hoolahan. Yeah. And I think Wes Hoolahan showed for years that he was a player managers didn't think would cope at international level, and he was perfectly suited. So I don't know what he has to do to get in, to be honest. Maybe if Blackburn get promoted, but apart from that, I don't know.
He has, and I don't mean to keep going about November, he has seriously limited himself. He has cuckolded himself.
Well, can I just say, Smodix couldn't play in November because he wasn't cleared.
He was injured. Yeah, he was. And
he was injured as well, wasn't he? Yeah.
Smodix was injured. But I think he has actually pigeonholed himself for a little bit. He has really limited his options because of the mistakes in November. I said it on my solo rant. November was the time to plant the seeds for March. We're in March now, and the lawn's looking a little bit untidy. And, of course, the hope is Ferguson. Now, we will talk a bit more about the France game after the Latvia game because you don't know what's going to happen. Someone could score a hat-trick. Somebody could get sent off. Somebody could get a horrible injury. We don't know. So we'll talk a bit more about that. So that's just Latvia covered. We will be in the ground. We will be doing our pre-game foreplay, UR, and we'll be doing a post-match, hopefully ejaculation.
In Italian.
In Italian, thank you, Nick. Yes. After that, I don't know what he's talking about. After that as well, and we're gonna have loads of match day stuff. We will be in around the Irish Town House. If you see, say hello. I'm offering a discount on photographs. Just saying. More on that later on.
A few stickers.
A sticker. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is the squad, and we see your comments coming in there. We will get to those. Don't you worry. But now we're going to talk about the Ireland jersey, which is available tomorrow for pre-order on the new FAI shop, which has all its wonderful AI stuff now that Castoria are involved. What could go wrong? But it appears we've had the first hurdle, lads. We've had the jersey leaked, apparently. Here's what it looks like. Look at that. Amazing. Now, when you see these things, you kind of go, is that real? Because let's be honest, we've had a load of makeup jerseys. And it's quite easy to do it. Everyone has a bit of Photoshop or whatever, Canva. But this does look like the real deal. I did a little bit of investigation before we came on. And you can see here, they have it available with the women's one, even with the lumps and bumps, and the men's one.
Jesus.
They have lumps and bumps, nothing to be ashamed of, Nick. Yeah, and you can get it there for €80. Apparently, it's available on Brand Max. Now, unless somebody here in the comments can give me a bit more information, please do. Brand Max are a company from Mansfield, so I'm looking at it here. You can buy it. I don't know why you'd want to buy it because I'm sorry, lads, but the fucking state of that, I do not like it at all. They've clearly tried to copy the O'Neill shirt from 84, well, the late 70s to the early 80s. Martin, what do you think?
I'd like to see it in the flesh, to be honest. I'm happy that the badge is embroidered.
You're still going to buy it, though, aren't you?
And I still will buy it. Yeah,
Of course you will.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see it in the flesh, as I said. But yeah, I'm just disappointed. I think we've had a massively missed opportunity, and I know I'm not going to go off on a rant on this because I've said it many times before. But I can't believe we've delayed getting it out over St. Patrick's weekend, doing a pre-launch then. And
well, we don't know
on the back of the nation, the Grand Slam and things like that. You know, everyone's St. Patrick's weekend, everyone's celebrating Irishness and stuff, and yet you can't order the shirt. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we don't know. That's the problem, isn't it? There could be a legal issue, and I think if they came out and said, "Look, this is why X, Y, and Z," it's a hangover from the Delaney era. Even if it's not, people still buy it. But anyway, yeah, they need to come out and explain this. But you're right. If that wasn't enforced due to a legal issue or tangling or timelines, whatever, then yeah, it seems like they have really, really missed the boat on that. Nick, what do you make of it?
See, when it's kind of animation-y, it's always going to look shy.
That's not animation-y. That is an actual.
Oh, that's the real thing, is it?
Yeah. To be fair, fair, I'm not being a prick.
Yeah.
Well, I am being a prick. But if you actually go on the website and you look at it, it does look animation-y, but you'll actually see.
Look, it's not for me. It's probably for other people. I think that the FAI have very clearly gone to whoever made the badge, and they've gone to Castori and they've said, look, there's a big outcry for retro stuff, and there's a big outcry for a Shamrock, and this is them. I honestly think this is them trying to give the people what they want, but they've gone a little bit wide off the mark. There's divided opinion. I don't think everyone hates it. It wouldn't be for me now. I don't like orange kind of intertwined in it. I've never liked that, but that's just a personal opinion. Yeah, it's just a personal opinion. Like, I didn't like the Euro 2016 one, but I know a lot of people did. It's just
I love that shirt.
But I think it's worth drawing attention as well. And I again, this is something that we've had a little look at, and it was, if I can just remember here, Rob Duggan on Twitter did really make an excellent point that if there was an Adidas badge on this or an O'Neill's badge on this, there might be a very different reaction. And yeah, I know a couple of months ago we mentioned how the Jamaican FA had gone from Umbro to Adidas, and we were kind of looking at it with jealousy. There it is now. There's the kit now. It's pretty much the same jersey, isn't it? I mean, if you flick between the two there, Dave, like, look at the collar, look at the bottom of the sleeves. The only difference is it hasn't got the Adidas stripes on the shoulder. So I mean, it's very similar, and I think it's a fair point. Like, if there's an Adidas badge on that, are people looking at it differently? As I said, it wouldn't be for me. I don't like that stripe style. I don't like the orange going through it. I've never liked that. That's just me. As I said, I'm looking forward to seeing it on the pitch on Wednesday. If you know, but the other thing, again, I don't want to dwell. I'll dwell on this for 10 seconds. The fact that it's been leaked on another website outside the FAI is amateurish.
Yeah, I'd agree with you completely on that. I can't believe that that's happened at all. Like, because we can't find it on our own FAI shop already. I mean, why not? Like,
you can't really blame, but you can't blame the FAI for that. I mean, if they said, you know, I'm playing devil's advocate.
It's a distribution thing, though, isn't it? The rights of distribution must be there with Pastore, and you've got to say, surely we're building up to this big release. We keep advertising it to our fans, and it's, you know, everyone's eager to find it, you know, and we found it now.
I mean, unless it was done without their knowledge. I mean, look, stuff gets leaked, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it was done without the knowledge. They said it's going to be available on the 20th for pre-order, and now it's just come out like that. So yeah.
I mean, for tomorrow now, you're going to see the players are all meeting up probably tonight. They'll be their first training session tomorrow, so they'll be wearing Castori gear. There'll be photos then coming from the FAI. We're going to see some of the new gear. We've seen some of the jackets, obviously, on Vera Powell, who was part of the St. Patrick's parade. That didn't really go down too well with everybody. I know she gave one to Tubridy. That went even worse down with me.
Yeah.
You know, unless you give him a kick up the arse as he goes out the RTE studio door, that would actually have endeared me to it. I would have brought one then. But no, I just think there has been a failing of this, but you know, they'll do a big launch tomorrow. There will be interest around it. There'll be a lot of online presence about it. you'll see the players, obviously, I'd say modelling it and the photos, because they would have done that photo shoot before. They've alluded to that in some of their video footage, and I'm sure people will be, mixed reaction to it. But,
there is that's
the
thing. That's the thing. There is mixed reaction. Like some people like it, some people don't. As I said, I think it really is purely the FBI saying people wanted something retro. They wanted O'Neill's. This is what we're going to give them, and it's ticking a lot of boxes, I think. But as I said, not for me, but for someone else, it might be.
I'd like to see the designer of it come out and either, tell the world how good it was and explain himself, or tell us about I miss those days. I want those days back where the designer says, I went down because there was a demand for retro, and I was walking along and I saw the O'Neill shirt and I thought, and I read the book 1984 and I thought, that was going to be brilliant. And that's why I went to do that kit. And then John Giles came to me in a dream and told me this. I want to see that. That's what I want to see.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look
those
like
days are gone. Those days are gone.
Oh, days are gone. I mean, just some of the reaction here, Lansing Road. Not for me. No, truthfully, it doesn't cut the mustard for me. There's no cubby about it. They use a template too, and there's a picture of the Rangers shirt. Yeah, it does look like the Rangers shirt.
Yeah.
It can if it wants, but who would buy that? Okay. Brutal, get the Umbro retro gear snapped up quick. Absolute shocker of a shirt. Newcrest needs to go back to the drawing board. So it's just some of the. We'll see what happens anyway. We'll have it confirmed tomorrow, so it'll be very interesting. Be more on that anyway, as Martin gets his shipment from China in. Right, we're gonna get to the comments. We're gonna wrap this up. We've a lot of comments. Do keep them coming in, but we're gonna get to them, chaps. And we're gonna start from the very top. And bumper crop here. That's my new favorite expression. Mark. Ridgway, face like a slap dart. She did. She really did. Mark is talking about the lady that just kind of had a face like a slap dart in the Maple Leaf in Covent Garden. Shithole. Never going there again. Darrell O'Connor. Story, lads. That rumour jersey seems to be legit. Yep, it does. When you compare back to what the FAI put out in matches up. Yep. Darrell is talking about the Conor with the era. It does look similar. You even said it, Nick, earlier.
There was coaching awards, wasn't there? Niall O'Regan was given a coaching award, and the award has the template of the jersey on it, so it looks fairly legitimate. Yeah,
definitely. Mark Ridgway, Monix, what you reckon, lads? We have answered it, but just to sum it up, should be in the squad. Kieran Boyle down in Florida, how you doing? The new leaked jersey, is Wojciech, Cat, Poxy, and Malaysian. Okay,
you can tell Kieran's defeated because he hasn't done a hashtag away to Jesus with Castori.
Yeah, Kieran, if you're watching, come on, up your game a bit, lad.
He's been defeated.
Very defeated. Cheap, flimsy looking Castori, just awful. Yeah, agree with you there. Looks absolute shite. Jerry Murray, hello boys, I'm back. Did you miss me? We did, Jerry. Welcome back. Good to have you. Good to see some older names here and some newer names here too as well. So it's great to have you guys back. We have missed you all. We love you all. Mark Ridgway, again, haven't seen it yet. The fact that Rangers use them doesn't sit well with me. Andy Murray's company, right, Mark Ridgway? Well, he has an investment in. It's actually by two brothers, the Beyond brothers. Look, the whole Rangers thing, Mark, you got to remember, they made the same. Adidas made Ireland and Rangers in the 90s and Umbro as well in 2000. It doesn't really matter, does it? Can we all just get along? Jerry Murray, how's it? Sedan Hendrick. Yeah, we'll tell you after the Latvia game. Still shite. Paul Culleton on our YouTube channel. Do you think the Irish under-19s will qualify with 3 games in Wexford over the next couple of weeks against Slovakia, Greece, Estonia? They look like a really exciting young group of players. Nick, very quickly.
Yeah, no, excellent chance. Very, very strong group. And a lot of them lads could be playing under 21 already. So, yeah, I definitely fancy them to qualify.
Our grassroots are... Mark Ridgway again. It's Troy
very
Marks.
Italian, isn't he? He's gone very
Italian
have. Tonight.
I've got a bit of Italian in me, all right. Or should I say, no. Mark Ridgway, is Troy Mark's brother all of a sudden? Oh, it's Troy Max's brother all of a sudden.
Let's move it on.
Right. I don't get it. Mark, if you're still watching, do explain that one. Explain yourself, sir. Jerry Murray, if Latvia had Sedan Hendrick, they'd be number uno in the world. Yes, they would, and they can fucking have him. Kendrickius from Mark Ridgway. Yes, he is superb. Paul Culleton, great show, guys. Hope you're in good form. What do you want from the Holland-France match on Friday night? Personally, hope the French do the double over Holland in a group. Think we could pop the Dutch. Probably a bit early to start that, but Mark?
Yeah,
wants to-
France to beat Holland. You know, Holland are under a new start, aren't they? After the World Cup, new manager in there. So is it Koeman's in there, isn't he? Manager? Is that right?
Is it? God, I actually don't know because Thing is gone.
Van
Isn't
Gaal
he?
left, didn't he? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Van Gaal's gone. It's it's Koeman. Yeah,
Yeah.
Koeman.
See, number one on this channel, everybody listening. Know my stuff.
Because he was with him. Then he went to He was with him. Then he went to Barcelona. Then he came back, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So look, I think we want them going through a massive transition in the group this year and struggling, and France as well. You know, they've got a few. You know, Lloris obviously he's retired as well, hasn't he? It's a new change. I think Varane might be out as well. I'm not sure, but you know, a big change for them as well. So yeah, this is an opportunity to catch France, hopefully, but hopefully France do beat Holland twice.
Fair enough. Tony, I presume Derry City Football Club. No interest. Won't be watching. Be glad when it's over so we can watch the proper footy. The LOI. Well, each their own, Tony. Fair enough. Reese Masterson. All right, lads. What's your score prediction for both matches coming up? I think I said 3-0. Nick, you said
2-0.
I went 3-0.
And survey says sorry.
1-1 win.
1-1 win for Latvia. Brian Ford, is Arnaby Latvia the Dennis Kirkin derby?
Yeah, he's Latvian, fully Latvian actually. Born in Dublin to Latvian parents. Yeah,
Nice.
I think he said he'd. Now I don't know if he's quoted in saying it, but it's been circulated that he'd play for Latvia over Ireland, which is interesting.
Yeah. Oh, got
well, not really, is it?
No. Got a one here from Nuri Nyuk. Missed the start, so very sorry if I already mentioned, but what the hell happened with the Volume and Davis squad reaction? But I do apologize if you did listen to that. I don't know. I did use new software and won't be using it again. Sorry about that. It does happen every now and again. But you try something new and you get burned. Apologies on that. But if just hire it up, you'll be fine. Yeah. But when I do another one, I will be using something different. So, sorry. Jerry Murray hopes Zinedine Zendrick is playing on the right wing in Kentucky. Jerry, you so crazy. Daryl O'Connor, can't see us losing Latvia, lads. Hopefully we can finally master your favourite term, low block.
Oh, Jesus. Shudders.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Shudders.
Martin Orr could very well draw with Latvia. Pointless starting the likes of Hendrick, but that's what's most likely what will happen. Certainly will draw with Latvia if he plays. Kieran Conway. Ireland won Latvia 3, unfortunately. Kieran now. Come on now. Daryl O'Connor on a YouTube channel again. 1,000,000% would have Brady in the squad. He possesses experience, but also still has quality to offer. Yep. If you are chasing a goal, if you need a result, and you're struggling, you need something to just do something out of nothing. He's the guy for it. He's the one man on the bench that could probably do that, but he's not in the squad. So what can you do? Mark Ridgway, Mikey Johnson will start, lads, 100%.
I think he'll get game time, yeah. I think he'll get game time.
I mean, he's brought straight into the squad after, you know, I don't know. I mean, he still isn't playing, though, is he? He's just coming off the bench. He's playing like minutes.
Yeah, he wasn't in the squad this weekend for Guamares.
Yeah, it's not great. We have a squad prediction, lads, or a team prediction here from Reese Masterson. In goal, we have Kelleher, right back Coleman, left centre back Collins, Egan, Amabamidele, right centre back, left centre Malumbi, right centre Smallbone, cousin Will, and then sitting behind those two is Cullen. And we got Ferguson and Obafemi up front. That's it for the Latvia game. Yeah, could happen.
For that, yeah.
Yeah, Amabamidele hasn't played for a very long time in the Ireland team. Good to have him back. He is another very talented boy. And left back O'Dowda, he left out there. I hope that's not what you want, Reese. I just hope that's what you think's going to happen. Just saying. Connor, Jamie McGrath with some talent. He is the real deal. On fire signs, piss taker there, Connor. You have to be.
But seriously, the myth of Jamie McGrath, I don't understand it. But anyway, look, as I said, he's for some people. He is for some people, and that's fair enough.
Yeah, I think Connor though is being facetious.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt on that one, Connor. Dal O'Connor again, agree with Nick. I wanted McGrath to work out. Seemed to have playmaker potential pre Portugal away, just never lived up to it. Finally, somebody who sees through the mist.
Well, Daryl actually watches the games, so he would understand. To be
He
fair.
doesn't play FIFA. He watches the games.
Yeah.
Graham Farrell, can't believe Smodix wasn't picked. Small bonus flying for Burstoke too. We beat Aberdeen 6-0 and Scales was sent off and was absolutely horrendous. I said to my mate, he'll be back in the League of Ireland soon enough. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I mean, he's still at Celtic, isn't he?
Aberdeen on loan.
On loan, but he's Celtic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Celtic to Aberdeen on loan.
Not for much longer. But
No,
yeah.
League of Ireland. That's unfortunate. Mark Ridgway, if Ida is injured, again, he is out. Surely Smodix has to be next in. We don't actually know.
I don't think anyone's going to be brought in, to be honest.
Any word there,
Yeah,
lads?
He picked a 26-man squad, didn't he? And it goes down to 23, I think, on the match day for the main game, so the France game. But I think you can have extra subs, I think, for some of the friendly.
Well, Martin, you've just answered that question. Graham Farrell, Ferguson has 7 goals in all comps this season. Why not give him his chance? That first goal for Brighton today, the touch. That pass wasn't even meant for him. He's a class act. Yep, absolutely no arguments here. Mark Ridgway, Ferguson starts. Absolutely no brainer, 100%. And Graham Farrell, just reiterating about Smodix, he was injured in November, but therefore should be in this one. It's mental. Yeah, 100%. Ed Gagan, how's Will Keane even in that squad? To be fair, Ed, Wigan are shit. They're bottom of the table, but he has 10 goals in the championship. So he doesn't know where the net is. When he does against France, who knows? Rhys Masterson, to be honest, I don't see an Ireland cap for Sammy Sonics. He could be one of those. He'll probably be on a Bowls.ie 11 in about 10 years' time. Bring forward. What's stopping Smodix saying, fuck this, I'm not being called up, turning down Kenny and declaring for Hungary? He does have a Hungarian name. He was born in England.
Yeah, he could qualify. It'd be some process, though, for him to change at this stage because he's just finally gotten the switch to Ireland. So it could be a few years before he's allowed to do that. Yeah.
Couldn't blame him, really, at this point.
I wouldn't blame him, no. I wouldn't hold it against him.
Nope. Robbie Bonfield, that new kid is embarrassing. Should be ashamed of themselves. But then again, what's another fuck up? Sure. Fair. Graham Farrell, story with a shocker if that's right. Awful stuff. Graham Farrell. Dave, you should have just said tits when I said lumps and bumps. We are a family show here. We don't say tits on here. Lumps and bumps. I've got my own wonderful set here. Paul McGlinchy. Hi, chaps. His name is pronounced Smodic. Just to let you know. He has Hungarian links. Smodic. Okay. Smodic.
I like it.
Okay.
It's like Kiosi Smodic.
Smodic. Thanks very much, Paul. We do appreciate that. We unlike Nick's butchering of other names, I do actually like to pronounce the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Matt Doherty playing there.
Oh, shudders. Mara Doherty.
Just mental because your team lost yesterday. Dennis O'Sullivan, I can't understand why we're not uploading other young players like Ferguson the way we did with Robbie Keane. Okay, Keane was unique, but a player's ability isn't defined by their age. Well, we'll find out, to be fair, Dennis, with Evan Ferguson. If he doesn't play any football or he's used sparingly in the 2 games, notwithstanding injury, then yeah, we'll agree with you. But I do think he's our best striker, most informed striker, playing at the top level. He has to be in. He just has to be in. Robbie Bonfield, copy the Neil shirt. It's a bloody Rangers jersey. What the fuck? It's bloody horrific. It's a major fail already with the fans. Well, it did copy the Neil shirt because it's got the green and the white and the yellow, or the orange, or the gold, or whatever it was from the 80s, if you just look at it. Come on, lads, help me out here.
Well, yeah. Again, I never get
Fine
the
Irishman,
Rangers.
Martin.
I never get the Rangers thing because the Adidas template was very similar, and the Umbro templates were nearly identical for a good chunk of the Noddies. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not a new thing at all having that same manufacturer as Rangers, unfortunately.
No, Mark Ridgway, lumps and bumps. Say that to your missus. Well, I would, but I don't have one. That's probably why. Oh, God. Bringing forward, if Castori make the away jersey like the Newcastle white and green one, I'm buying it, and that home kit is pure muck. I know the one you're talking about. Oh, I don't know. It's a bit of a pale green. I'm not a fan. I don't like any of it, to be honest with you. Mark Ridgway, yep, green version of the Hun jersey. And he doesn't mean hungry. Rhys Masterson. However, Jamie McGrath got in the squad over Gavin Kenny or Harahan is ridiculous.
Well, Kilkenny's not starting for Charlton, so
And Harahan is shite. Sorry.
Hurahan. Look, we discussed him last week, didn't we? But no, I think
Hurahan, Azerbaijan.
I think he's done. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, just remember that,
Azerbaijan.
Reece.
Yeah,
Azerbaijan.
not Armenia.
Armenia.
Azerbaijan.
Oh Jesus, Armenia. Look what he did against Armenia. No, he's done. Sorry. Daryl O'Connor, I'm biased to be honest with the story. Anything they do, I don't think would be my taste. Hate to moan, but the collar for me is brutal. Pinstripes are good, not to pre-88. Still will buy two. Haha. I won't. Graham Farrell, it's epoxy shirt. Tell us what you really think, Graham. Pole, absolutely disgusting strip. Yep. Archduke 8199. That jersey looks shite. The only thing going for it is it's sponsorless. That's true. Although I don't think that's by design.
No, thanks, Jonathan Hill, for still sorting that out for us.
Did you know today? He listened to the fans vicariously. And did you know today is actually the day in 1986 where Opel sponsored a deal with the FAI, and that actually started the whole thing. Arnold O'Byrne demanded for the high price that he paid the FAI for the FAI at the time, and he demanded that the sponsor be on the shirt, and that was today in 1986. See, that's why you want to watch The Green Machine, folks, because you don't know when you're going to get some random information. Just saying. The knowledge. Nuri Nick, at least this New Jersey isn't designed by John Courtney. Isn't that right, Martin? Your mate.
Yeah,
Did you ever, did you ever fix things with him?
Never hear from him anymore.
Oh, he's still going. You can't stop him. Reese Masterson, with Ida injured, who do you think would replace him? In my opinion, it will be Tom Cannon. Well, Reese, Martin, he did actually say it's a 26-man squad, down to 25. Will have to be down to 23 for the France game. So probably nobody.
I think Tom Cannon is just destined to be in the under-21s and give him a good run of games in that, to be honest.
Yeah.
At his window.
Daryl O'Connor, the whole process, amateur for me. Brand Max sounds like a website for fake shirts. Yeah, it does. What do we expect, though, from Castori? It does seem... I'd be a bit... I would be a bit reluctant to blame the FAI too much for that, but they have gotten to bed with Castori, and it seems like a Castori deal. Anyway, Mark Ridgway, come on, lads, jerseys get leaked all the time. Yes, they do. They do, to be fair. They do. Especially Castori ones in Newcastle. Robbie Bonfield, sorry. Can we wear the Fort strip Glasgow Celtic brought out last week? A thing of beauty. Haven't seen it.
Nah, it's from the start of the season, but yeah, they did a Patrick's Day kind of shoot with the Irish lads with Vada and Lol.
Nice.
Just on the shirts, though, I mean, this is another kind of failing, I think, and I think it is a failing, is that, the press release that came through during the week was saying they signed a deal with Castori and stuff, sent a new link of it, shop.irelandfootball.ie, and you can't even open that link yet. It's not live. Now, okay, it's fine to say it's going to be live from the 20th, but why not have it live now with the logo on it? People would have, in the last week, clicked that link, and you can't even get onto anything with it. So that's a failing. That's just a failing of it, to be honest.
Fair enough. Mark Ridgway, doubling down on his argument about jerseys being leaked.
Oh, yeah.
Every Premier League club's next season jersey is on the net somewhere. That's true. I mean, it is. Look, it is true, to be fair. It is true. Do you feel that, lads? Do you feel it? The wave of sorrow and negativity coming. I don't know what it is. Can you feel it, lads? I can feel it here. I don't like it. Of course. Irish football
I thought it was going to be Neil Jewson.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Does he even know how to work a stream? Or Cormac Grimes? Fucking. Do you know what? Actually, I'll tell you about Cormy in a second. Just your not so subtle reminder that I'm always watching and listening. Yes, you do. Because that way you'll learn. Anyway, Cormac Grimes, right? I put him under pressure on Facebook. It's a nice cheap pop. Everyone loves it. Irish, all that kind of stuff on St. Patrick's Day. And I said, lads, it's Paddy's Day. Drink it in. And I got from Cormac Grimes, that'll be called St. Paddy's Day. That'll be called Paddy's Day. That's a derogatory term against the Irish from the English. It's Patrick's. I was like, oh, would you ever fuck off, you sad man? Then another fella's like, I bet you even Lansdowne Road doesn't even know where that comes from. Cormac Grimes. Once I was flying back to London and I put a picture up of Dublin Airport when they were having any issues with staff, and I was getting one of the first flights out. I said, look, guys, it's packed. If you're planning on taking it easy, try to get there as quick as you can so you don't get caught out, blah, 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 blah. For those of you going home from Ireland. And he gets on there, he goes, why would people be going home from Ireland? And I said, well, Cormac, because not every Irish person lives in Ireland. I live in London. Is that all right with you? He didn't respond. Miserable bastard. Mark Ridgway, enjoy that, lads? Yeah, we enjoyed it too, actually. And I call him Try Power. Did I, Mark? Not Powered. Sorry. Glenn Forbes, hope you all had a great Paddy's Day weekend. Don't say Paddy's Day, Glenn. Cormac will be listening. It's Patrick's weekend. We had a proper session in our house in Michigan, and the crack was 90. Thoughts on if Kenny's rank continues if the results for Latvia and France are poor? Thanks, fellas. I think I'll get the ball rolling and we'll discuss this very quickly. I think his margin for failure is a large margin of failure, quite honest. As long as we have a competent result against Latvia, as long as he doesn't get his ass handed to him by France. If we lose 2-0, we're well beaten. What did you expect? If we lose 1-2-1 in a brave manner of glory, moral champions of moral victories, blah, 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 we'll be heroic. Gets a draw, be amazing. Win, time travel. Unless he loses anything of 3, 4, 5, 6 upwards, I think he'll be pretty safe. What you reckon, lads? Very quickly.
It's all to do with the last result. We'll be expecting a win against Latvia. If we lose to Latvia and lose to France, he's still going to be in charge in the summer. Either way, it's a very, very long window between now and the summer. So depending on how the performance is against France, like if we get thumped by France, but there's a few positives, I don't know if that's a good place to be either. But no, look, Stephen Kenny's here until the end of the next World Cup campaign.
Fair enough. Much to your chagrin, you can hear the pain, Martin, can't you? In Nick's voice there, you can hear it. Are you not Kenny in anymore, Nick?
Well, I'll see how the next few games go. I'll take it game by game. Based on the last 6 months, I'm not overly positive, but look, let's give it another 6 months. Things can turn very quickly.
You fucking coward.
No, look, I'm not convinced by him. I think in terms of leadership, and look, lads, we're an hour into this. I don't want to spend too long on it, but like in terms of leadership, he's not convincing. A huge part of leadership is communication. I don't know how he communicates with the players. I'm not in the changing room, but the interviews, the press conferences, all those bits and pieces, they do not endear me to him. And as I said, a big part of leadership is how you communicate, and he's not convincing me. So I'll give him time, but no, the last 6 months have really damaged his his standing with me. I've done a bit of a 360 for now anyway.
He does he communicates better when he's riled and he's kind of fighting back against something or criticism. That's when he does, but we can't allow those kind of results to happen now against Latvia, that he comes out fighting then ahead of France. He
should be consistent. He should be a consistent.
Yeah, exactly. He should be. Yeah, exactly. Without doubt, he should be. And we don't know what it's like in the change room and stuff. The lads all seem behind him still. He's made a few changes and weird choices, hasn't he, with the squad selections and stuff. But that's why we're all entitled to opinions and all have those. I think he is going to get given time because, again, it comes down to it. I think there's not really anyone who can come in and replace him at the moment. That's a massive
He's making mistakes. And I just have one important point to make, because this is the main thing that's maybe changed my narrative. But the fact that Dan McDonnell had to point out that playing a two-man midfield wasn't working sent a huge alarm bells for me anyway.
I do agree with that. It didn't work against Ukraine at home. It was appalling. It didn't work against Azerbaijan away. With Hendrick.
It shouldn't take Dan McDonnell to point it out. It shouldn't take it. Now, I respect Dan McDonnell and his.
Yeah.
His
I know what you mean.
But it shouldn't take a journalist to point out the tactical inabilities
I can see that.
for a manager to change things. And he's very, very slow to respond to mistakes.
And I will just finish that off. I do agree with you on a lot. Actually, I agree with both you in there. Look, I want the man to succeed 100%, but he
So do I. But
doesn't. We all do, but I
yeah.
don't think he's learning. He hasn't learned. He's making
Yeah.
2 changes too late in the game, and consistently, we've been saying this. The changes have been too late. But anyway, we want to just wrap this up. We've so many
For
comments
the
to get
for the
through.
record, I want him to succeed, but
Of course.
I worry. But I worry.
Graham Farrell, Haraham is your man serious? Some guys about an earlier comment about Haraham being in the squad. He's as useful as a Johnny in a convent. Graham Farrell. Where have you been, by the way, Graham? Tell us, where have you been? Glenn Forbes was also wondering with the success of the rugby team this weekend, what elements do you think the FEI should take from the IRFU from an organisation and grassroots development perspective? Thanks again for your work and great show. I think grassroots is fine because they're qualifying. Organisation, they could probably learn a lot from. Now, we could end up having another tangent here between ourselves. Nick.
I think that's an episode in its own right.
That is an episode.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll do that. We'll do that soon.
We will do that soon, actually, Glenn. Bear with it. It's just we're quite late into this, but there is a lot to be learned. But you also have to remember the 2 completely different sports and setups and whatever. But we'll get it. That's an episode. That is an episode, and we will do that. So thank you, Glenn, for that. Daryl O'Connor, as a designer, it's not that hard to do something supporters will love. Maybe more engagement with supporters. 100% agree, Daryl. Why not get in touch with ourselves? Why not get in touch with Era Guide, Irish Fan TV, to run polls, to run, anything to bit of engagement in fans. We didn't. I don't know why, but they should engage with us a lot more because we are the customers. Anyway, Daryl O'Connor, also new FAI crest, very like the Spanish FA crest, a simple circle. More like the German one, but Graham Farrell, Cormac is in Egypt. Graham now, playing nice. Daryl O'Connor, although the shamrock is tilted, the last time we had a clear shamrock was 91-92, so here's to more success in the new shamrock era, lads. Well, that's one way of putting it, Daryl. Mark Ridgway, Slán, lads, will be watching again. Good man, Mark. I think it's your first one. We really, really appreciate that. And last couple coming up. Robbie Bonfield, looking forward to the game Wednesday night. Hoping to see a new face or 2. Great show, guys, from Robbie. And last one from Graham Farrell. Never know when yous are on, Dahi. Wish to have been on to give Marble loads when we spanked his beloved United. Marta. We're on every Sunday, 9:30 every Sunday. We will be on for the team announcement on Wednesday. We will also have a reactionary show on a preview next Sunday as well at 9:30. And we'll be back for France as well. So, but every Sunday, 9:30. Lads, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much. We will be back again for the pre-show foreplay, pre-match foreplay on Wednesday. God, I get my days mixed up. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us at home. And just remember to follow us wherever on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. Please give us a subscribe on there. We're trying to build that at the moment. And anywhere you get your podcasts from. And don't forget to visit the Green Machine Podcast website at greenmachinepodcast.com. That's the greenmachinepodcast.com. Thank you very, very much, guys. Wonderful stuff. Great engagement tonight. Really do appreciate it. We love you all. Well, I do anyway. I don't know about the other 2 because they never really show up most of the time. But I'm here. And we're off. See you. Good night.